Hi everyone, hope you're all right. On 22nd of February this year, the government announced their roadmap out of lockdown, and this week we've reached that stage one of the children going back to school. And so this brings us one step closer to the next stage, and then the next, and then the next, and hopefully, with that feeling of real emotion, really excitement building up, the end of social distancing and this whole COVID situation keeping us all apart may eventually come to an end. And that hope of being able to see our families and our friends again safely being realised. But with the children going back to school, and my children particularly, from this, it brings a whole load of real mixed emotions. I mean, my first thought is like, woohoo, yes, great. They can go back and no more like working with them and trying to work out with that barrage of questions about, Dad, what's this and how can I do this? And I'm bored and all of that kind of stuff. It means I can get on with my own work without having to, oversee them. And then when it goes really quiet and you think, what on earth are they doing? Are they on like online watching YouTube videos again of their favourite TV shows? And then all of that excitement kind of them going back dawns on me that actually I'm going to miss that extra time with them, really. That achievement of finishing those 2 paragraphs of writing with my youngest that has taken us probably most of the morning to actually get done. But then I also start thinking about the teachers as well, the ones who don't have the COVID vaccines. And it doesn't really seem fair for them to then have all of these children coming to be with them and now actually being like on the front line with the risks that are brought with probably the best germ spreading generation age range that we have at the moment. And what if actually one of those children do get the virus and give it to one of my children, and then they come back and give it to me, and then I'm at risk, and it's going to be the summer before I get my vaccine. And I wonder if you're feeling these kind of mixed emotions as well as we get to a possibility of going further forward. I know for me, it's not the first time I've ever felt myself pulled between one emotional situation and another in 2 different directions, or feeling like overwhelmed by what's going on and not being able to see a way out. I remember one time, and it just happened that I came across the passage from 1 Peter 5 verse 7, which encourages us all to give all your worries and cares to God, for he cares for you. And that's from the New Living Translation. But in the NIV, it says, cast all your anxieties on him because he cares for you. At the time I remember being a little cynical. How's that going to work unless it's like actually going to solve the problem? But here's the thing, because actually I did later on express what was going on in my heart and my head to God. And not just one of those prayers where it's like, oh yeah, thanks God for the great day we've had. But actually it's one of those real deep prayers. Those ones where actually I really told God what I was feeling. And the world didn't stop and angels weren't seen coming to sort it out. Well, not by me anyway. But I do remember having a great night's sleep that night. And I do remember the next day thinking, actually, I do feel a lot less stressed about this and a lot less anxious and burdened by the whole situation. The problems were still there. The tensions between my emotions were still there. But actually, for some reason, it was no longer overwhelming. I believe we've got a God who is active in our lives, who can transform and help our emotions, who can interact with us. He's not just a God who's all the way out there in heaven, but he's in here, living within us. So I wonder today if you are in one of those places where you just need to turn to that passage yourself, letting those defensive walls down for a bit and allowing God to minister to you personally in the way that he can and still does. Maybe you're not at the end of your ability to cope just now. But you know what? The offer is always there. And it's always okay to ask for help. God bless you all. Amen.